Mr. Dror Yemini with us here in studio. To that point exactly, politically, we cannot ignore the political context here. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir taking credit of sort on the other side of the political aisle. The leader of the Islamic Arab Ram Party, Mansour Abbas, condemning and attacking the government's operations, and opposition leaders supporting Netanyahu. So map it us for us.
No, well, it was all expected. I mean, actually, we have to remember that Itamar Ben-Gvir was excluded from the cabinet meeting. I mean, nobody even wanted him as a partner to the decisions that were taken this week. That's one. So he cannot take any credit. I mean, and the other parties, of course. I mean, if we are speaking about Yair Lapid and Benny Gantz, leaders of the opposition, of course they support. They did it themselves about a year ago. So, and actually they told the government in advance, I mean, we are going to support any measures that you're going to take against Iran proxy, against the Hamas, and whatever. So it is part of the story. And speaking about the Arab parties, all of them always condemn. I can understand them. I mean, it's not something that I can complain about. It's very natural. It's their own people. It's their brothers. I can understand it. I do hope that there will be an Arab leadership in the Palestinian authorities in Gaza that will be mature enough in order to understand that we have to stop this vicious circle of violence and to say enough, no more terror, let's make peace, let's speak about peace. Unfortunately, we do not have this kind of leadership right now, not in Gaza.
On either side?
On either side, but when the Israeli side offered peace, 2 states for 2 people solution, they were always rejected. We cannot forget that.
Samar Sinijlawi, we are talking a lot about the political skirmishes here inside Israel. What's the view from the outside, from the Palestinian standpoint? Does it matter, really?
Well, we know that when it comes to incidents like yesterday where innocent kids were killed, we know that everywhere in Israel nobody is sensitive to that issue. Israel does not have the Israeli government.
No, we are sensitive.
The Israeli government, nobody condemns.
We are not celebrating in the streets.
But nobody is condemning the killing, the fact that children lost their lives. This is a war crime.
Of course, of course.
I mean,
it is regrettable.
No, sorry.
Who just
unfortunately, they use children and women as
they
human
are not
shields.
using. They were sleeping in their beds. They were sleeping in their beds. You can assassinate anybody in the street alone, but not during 2 a.m. And everybody is talking about a trick that was done by the Israelis, where they had asked the Egyptians to call for a meeting in Cairo. These 3 people were on their way at 9 a.m. to go to a meeting in Cairo to discuss the situation. And they know that they will go that night to their families, to stay in their families, and they target them while they were 100% that this Faisal will kill the individual and his family.
I know just one thing, that they are proud about using children and women as human children, and they declare it. We are using human children as human children.
I want to tell
Unfortunately,
you something.
I don't like it. By the way, I think it's paragraph 52 and paragraph 28 in the Geneva Charter. They allow any army to attack somebody who is hiding among innocent civilians. So Israel, whatever Israel did, is according to the international law. We have to bear it in mind. And we have such an enemy which is using children, which is using women. We don't like it. It is regrettable. I said it at the beginning and I'm saying it now. I'm sorry for every human being, innocent human being that is killed. We are not celebrating. We are sorry for that. We want to target only the terrorists, only the leaders.
Do you accept collateral damage within the Israeli society in similar cases? Do you accept this?
They are targeting. They are targeting only innocent civilians.
Shooting in the middle of cities.
If one of the Israeli enemies wants to assassinate a general in the army and he takes the life of his family, is accepted also?
You have to be honest. You cannot compare what Israel is doing and what the terror organizations
but I want to compare.
The jihad, by the way,
I want to compare between
generally speaking,
a Jewish kid that was killed without having any fault and a Palestinian kid that has been killed.
No, you cannot compare.
We should learn to shed tears, equal tears, on innocent victims from both sides. There is no difference.
The only one difference is that the Islamic Jihad is intentionally killing innocent civilians. By the way, not only Jews, not only Israelis, not only Zionists. They are killing. In the last 20 years, we are speaking about more than a quarter of a million people. Most of them Muslims that were massacred by who? By the Islamic Jihad. Generally, from Nigeria to Pakistan.
Yourself to Islamic Jihad?
No. I compare the Islamic Jihad here to the Islamic Jihad in general. That's what I do. No. Don't confuse what I'm saying.
That nobody feels that
but
these
obviously
kids
Mr.
are
Dror Yemini just
innocent and
conveyed.
should be condemned when they kill them.
I condemn every innocent. I condemn every killing. I condemn every killing. But Israel is not targeting innocent civilians. That's all what I'm saying.
Gentlemen, we are nearing the end of our discussion, and we do need to go back to our correspondent Hamda Salhout. So before we wrap up, Brigadier General Avivi, what is going to happen next? What will determine whether we're going into an elongated confrontation or a quick round? No other way to put it.
What will determine is the way the Islamic Jihad or Hamas or both of them will act. If they will shoot a long range, if they will shoot cities, Israel will attack strongly, and then we need to see how long it will happen. I think the interest overall of both sides is not to prolong the operation. So I would assume that it shouldn't be too long. But you know, when you start something,
you don't know how it
always
ends.
know
You know how you begin, you don't know how it ends. The Qataris, the Egyptians already in the mix, reportedly.
Definitely.
So crucial hours ahead of us. Mr. Dror Yemini, Brigadier General Amir Avivi, and Sinijlawi, thank you so very much, gentlemen, for being with us